Welcome to the Week 12 recap, and let's jump right in. So, Friday received the first DIVB dividend. It was about 31 cents a share. So, again, any dividends received are dripped or reinvested right back into the same ETF or stock. So, that dividend of about $7 bought an additional 0.143 shares of DIVB. Again, one kind of cool note here, again, for those who are kind of at the beginning stages of their journey, is that this dividend of 694, this is the lowest dividend, a total payout dividend that this account will receive as long as DIVB is not liquidated or drawn down or the dividend cut altogether, which is, obviously highly unlikely. So as long as DIVB pays out a dividend, this amount will only increase. Why? Because again, we're dollar cost averaging for the year, and this is only the first quarter. So as long as kind of the price stays about the same and the dividend stays about the same, next at the end of Q2, the end of June, this dividend will be about $14. At the end of the year, a full 12 months of buying, the kind of December dividend will be about 28 $28, right? So seven times four. So again, each quarter, as long as we're putting some money in, the dividend will only get larger and larger and larger, and that's how you kind of get the big dividend snowball effect, where you're putting money in, and then also your past your past shares, your uh, dividends received are also earning dividends. So this, again, this 0.143 share, doesn't seem big, but this kind of tenth of a share, this in Q2, this will also get kind of receive its own dividend, right? So it's building, it's building, and then you kind of get to the point where your dividends are making their own dividends, and so on and so forth. So the point is to show that it doesn't look like much, but it's the start, right? Everyone has to start somewhere. So if you only have a few dollars to put in, you get your first dividend. It doesn't seem like a lot. You're seeing all these YouTube videos of living off dividends. Oh, I received $10,000 this month off of dividends, and it seems like a far reach. But just know that again, everyone has to start somewhere, and for you, just start where you are. Put in what you can put in, and over time it'll pay off. So like I like to say, do not despise small beginnings. Okay? So moving on to Monday, our usual auto buys of CGDV. Let's pop in so you can see the current share price. It is down, which we'll kind of go over in part two of this video. And the same for iShares, sorry, for DIVB, share price down a little bit, but again, we're dollar cost averaging in. So if the price goes down, it just means that we're buying more shares. And again, these are 5-10 year plus holds, so not super concerned with any price reduction at this point. Okay? And then to round out the week, our Nvidia put expired, so it was set at a strike of 114. NVIDIA was above that, so on Friday, so I kind of just let that expire with the aim to kind of see what the next week looks like, and potentially open another trade. Okay? So that is all the activity for the past week. All right, so moving on to the account view. So it's going down the list of kind of main ETFs. So SCHD kind of pulled back a bit. It seems to be kind of inversing the rest of the account. So when SCHD is doing well, the other ETFs are not and stocks are not doing as well. Then when the other stocks and ETFs are doing better, then SCHD seems to be kind of pulling back. So it's almost acting like a hedge within the account, but it did it's up about 1%. JEPQ and FNILX are kind of down about closing on the between 1.5% and 2%. Apple definitely the kind of the biggest laggard of the group, down about 11%. Microsoft kind of roared back a bit. So that's still down 6, and then the two kind of two newer ETFs, DIVB with the DIVB down about $7 for the year, and CGDV up about $5 from its kind of overall cost basis. Um, so again, still early. Like I said, it's dollar cost averaging. So I think in a few weeks we'll kind of really see maybe some separation between the two. Also, as dividends begin to come in, so I think we got one dividend so far for these, and I think the other one is coming soon. Another key point is that again we kind of started both of these with zero, and as you can see, collectively they're now over 5% of the overall account. So as each week goes by, we're putting a total of 200 into each. This percent, is only going to go up from here. It's going to increase, and that's going to by effect kind of like push everything down. So if you kind of project out, $100 a week, 52 weeks. By the end of the year, these two should be, kind of around where FNILX is. Um, Again, still, still a lot of year left, but we're going to put about 5,200 into each for the year, and obviously, share price and dividends will of course impact that as well. But overall, the key is that these two will become a much larger weight in terms of overall account success as time goes on. So that brings us to a total of 45,392 for the account. That represents growth of $601.80 year to date, growth of 1.34% year to date. So again, obviously, growth is definitely not what it has been in the past couple of years at this point. But again, if you look at relative value, the account is up. SPY is down year to date. So kind of comparing to the broad market, the account's not doing too bad. So that sums up week 12. Hope everyone has a great week of buying, selling, trading, and again, just stick to your plan. All right. Peace.